This is the Yamaha DX11. Or, to be more specific, this is my Yamaha DX11. Now, I wish I could say, this is my Yamaha DX11. There are many like it, but this one is mine. But I can't, because despite a recent attempt to reintroduce the DX11 back into the wild through a crossbreeding program, the DX11 remains an endangered species. Now, at this point, I really need to take a minute and thank a gentleman by the name of Larry Goldfinger, because while this is my DX11, it's not my first DX11. You can read about what happened to my first DX11 in the gear section of my website. Be warned, it is not a pretty story. Anyway, Larry heard me bemoaning the loss of my glorious DX11, and he kindly gifted me his DX11, which he couldn't get to work. The good news is that I just had to replace the internal battery and restore the presets. The bad news was that replacing the internal battery, which was soldered directly to the motherboard, was a nightmare. The whole operation took about 90 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Oh, I also installed a battery clip when I replaced the battery in my DX11 so that its next owner won't have to go through the hell that I did. I also created a thing called a Franken cartridge, but that's another story for another time. So, now that I had a DX11 back in my life, I realized just how much I missed writing songs on one. I did some of my best songwriting using only a DX11 and an Alesis drum machine and sequencer. That's the setup I really want to get back to. Minus the Alesis equipment. I've got modern replacements for those. The plan is to make a solo album, something I've never done before, using only the DX11. I'm hoping to have my solo album ready in time for Halloween. I'm a firm believer that work expands to fill the time allotted for it, and the best way to make a decent album is to limit your options, hence only the DX11, and to impose a tight timeline. I'll create a video for each song that I record, and I'll front-load that video with some DX11 nonsense. Maybe I'll show you how to make a patch, or I'll explain how FM synthesis works, or I'll talk a bit about the Franken cartridge. So, without further ado, here is the video for the first song I've created in decades using only the DX11. This is basically a test track, so I don't know if it's going to end up on the album or not, but I see it as a good starting point. The song is called This Ghastly Noise.
When I'm watching Banachek, but I won't answer the door tonight. There's a chair propped up against the door tonight. This ghastly noise means I can't go back to Illinois. Null and void. Banging on my door with an angry fist. Tell the landlord that my name is on a list. Telling all the neighbors my apartment smells like piss. Telling the cops that the hallway's filled with shit. making noise. Put the gun down and put a child on the phone. Put the gun down and put a child on the phone. Put the gun down and put a child on the phone. Everybody dance like your Marky Ramone.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be uploading DX11 samples to the free sound section of my website, as well as patch sheets for those of you who might happen to own a DX11 or its delinquent little brother, the Yamaha Reface DX. Thanks, and I hope to see you in a few weeks with a new track and a new video.